Hi, I'm H from Primal Alternative, and today I just want to tackle a few of the most common questions and queries I get about becoming a Primalista. So let's dive straight in with the first one, which is, am I completely stupid and ridiculous for wanting to have my own home baking business? Well, I don't know what you reckon, but I think that staying home, doing something that you love, having control over your time and your weeks and your schedule, giving yourself a little bit more financial freedom, doing something you believe in, and helping others, well, in short, I think you'd be crazy not to do what you love, to spread new ideas and create change in your community. Now, if you want to do that, if you really do want to take a chance on following your passion and your calling to help others on your wellness journey, you can do two things. One, you can stick your head in the sand, or two, you can do something about it. And what I really love about the Primalista license is it just really shortens that learning curve between wanting to do something in the health and wellness space and actually creating a successful and profitable business. So the second most common question or query that I get is, does the world really want to pay $15.95 for a loaf of bread? And the answer to that, having sold Primal Alternative personally and via our network of home bakers, is an absolutely resounding yes. People that buy our bread know that this isn't just wheat and flour and water and additives and preservatives and all the other things that go into bread these days, but they appreciate that this is seasonal spray-free veggies, it's free-range eggs pretending to be bread so that we can enjoy the convenience without the compromise. And when you factor in that ingredients alone for a loaf of one of our breads is around the $5 or $6 mark, a lot of our customers fully understand that yes, they could make it themselves from scratch, but when they wanted to just grab something in the store, along with all of their other shopping, they know that this is going to be easier for them to stay on track. So look, not everybody wants to pay $15.95 for a loaf of bread, but we are here to serve those that do. Yes, it's a niche market, but serving a niche market and doing a good job of it is what we are really good at Primal Alternative. So question number 3 is, but H, I love this idea, but the problem is I've got no free time. I work a full-time job. I've got a family. I'm already swamped. I'm overcommitted. I'm overwhelmed. How on earth am I going to be able to fit in starting my own business on top of all of that? And look, to be honest, lack of time is the number one excuse that we all give ourselves for anything in life, isn't it? When we're honest. And so I really am calling BS on the time thing. Sorry, don't hate me, but it's true. We've all got the same 24 hours in the day. And really, when we think about it, we make time for what matters. So if you want to start your own business, you have to find the time to fit it in. Now, it's not easy, but it is doable, and you will need to redesign your week around fitting in a baking business. Now, I'm very strong on boundaries, and I absolutely don't think that you should switch your oven on every time you get an order for a loaf of bread. It's about creating boundaries. It's about creating set baking days, set delivery days, set market days that fit into your life and your schedule so that you can truly create a business that serves you. When I was baking, I baked 2 mornings a week, on a Monday morning for my stockists and on a Thursday morning for my markets. And that was enough for me to be able to weave in the rest of my life and things that were really important to me and still are, such as going to my Pilates class, having coffee with my bestie, being there when the kids got back from school, being at all of the sports carnivals and the shows at school and all of the things that really matter. Oh, and obviously waxing appointments, eyebrow appointments, and having a massage. So So, what else can I tell you about the time thing? Look, having a community of other home bakers that are doing the same as you will really help with your accountability and staying on track in your own business too. So you're not on your own. Question number 4. Do I need to buy lots of fancy equipment? And is it going to cost heaps and heaps of money to get started? Well, the answer is no. You can have a Thermomix if you want to have a Thermomix, but it's not essential. In fact, only about 60% of Primalistas have a Thermomix. So certainly don't start to create barriers between between you now and becoming a Primalista by thinking that you need to invest in expensive equipment like a Thermomix. When I first started, I didn't have very much equipment at all, and you can just gradually build up as you go along. It's not big chunks of cash that you need to shell out, but what I have done is worked out that the startup cost is around the 1,800 mark. That's Aussie dollars, $1,800, and that includes your council approval. It includes things that you'll recoup money back on, such as your biodegradable cellophane bags, your first lot of ingredients, and your labels. Obviously, you need to speculate a little to accumulate and start your own business. So the next one, I think we're on to number 5, or maybe I've lost track. But anyway, is it possible to do this all by myself? And the answer is yes. How lovely, being your own boss, calling all the shots, but all of the hard work and the headachy stuff is taken care of. And when you need to get support, there is that incredible group of Primalistas waiting there for you with their wisdom, their accountability and support. You're never going to be alone again with our global community of Primalistas. Really, it's the backbone of our business. It's what makes us unique, and I love hanging out in there too. Seriously, I'm in there like 2 or 3 times a day. It's the best. When you become a Primalista, you inherit a whole new group of brand new besties that totally get it. So I'll give you an example. When when Primalistas get new stockists on board, they'll say, "Oh, husband or child, guess what happened today?" And husband and child are like, "Yay, that's great. What's for tea?" Whereas in the Primalista group, we totally get it. We're there to celebrate your success and be there for when things don't go so good. You can come and share your bad days in there too. Question number 6. I'm not very good at marketing. I'm not very good at bookkeeping. I'm not a baker. I have all sorts of fails in the kitchen. I don't know. I'm not very good with technology. All of these things, you don't need to be, right? You don't need to be. The good thing is that with the tech side of things, everything is getting so much easier to use these days. You don't need any fancy equipment or technological skills to access the Primalista recipes and resources. We're already in the background doing all the techie stuff with the website and the online shop. You'll need to download yourself a really simple invoicing system. Most Primalistas use a free app called Wave. I hate the way I say that. Wave. Hope that's given you a laugh. But yeah, it's a free app and really easy to use. When I was a Primalista, I used an invoice book. I used to write up my invoices and reconcile them when I got paid. So it doesn't need to be fancy. What else? Marketing skills. Look, the products really do sell themselves to a point, and I've created an absolute stack of marketing materials, including brochures with all of our barcodes, all of our pretty pictures that we've had professionally done. Everything that your stockist and customer are going to want to see in a brochure, it's all there for you. So it's very easy to make a sale with your little samples. And look, not everybody is going to say yes, and that's okay. But marketing, don't worry about it. If you feel comfortable about offering somebody a cup of tea and a nice biscuit, you'll have no problem walking into a stockist and representing Primal Alternative. Trust me. And I even put together in the recipes and resources some sales and marketing tools and tips and how to handle the common objections which we get around price and the fact it's got to go in the fridge. We're used to those objections, and we can give you some really cool ways to deal with it when you get those responses too. Can I really do this? Is it okay for me to really do this? And the answer to that one is yes, you absolutely can do it. You are enough. And if you have a heap of what I call imposter syndrome, well, it's not my term, but that imposter syndrome thing where you're like, who am I to do this? Like, it's okay for those other 100 plus primalistas because that's good for them, but it's never going to work for me. This isn't going to work for me. I just want to say, if you ever have any of those thoughts, congratulations, you're normal. I know when I first was encouraged to get a market stall at our local Golden Hills Diner School, like a tiny market, it cost $10. It was like no big deal. It wasn't like at a big food show or anything. I remember just thinking, who am I to do this? Like, I'm not good enough. Nobody's gonna like my food. No one's gonna buy it from me. And the rest is history. Like, that was 5 years ago, So I think that these feelings of lack of self-worth, not enoughness, that's normal. And it's very primal, because our lovely body and mind just wants to keep us safe. But the reality is that the comfort zone isn't that comfortable, and the fun happens outside the comfort zone. And really, any kind of like personal growth really comes from stepping outside of that comfort zone, learning new skills, having new experiences, contributing in a new and meaningful way, which can really up level your human experience. And if you're like me and the rest of the primalistas, and you've been in a health crisis and you've got this renewed energy and newfound purpose and connection and passion for life, then becoming a primalista really just gives you that vehicle to take all of this energy and passion and do good with it in the world and make a little bit of money on the side too. Of course, how cool is that? All right, where are we at now? Okay, I think we're on number 8. I should have written it down. Details is not my thing. I love this idea, H, but I've got a dog, or I've got a parrot, or I've got a cat, or whatever. Look, the reality is everyone's got pets. I've got 2 cats. Don't hurt me. And most primalistas have got dogs or cats or both, okay? And that's fine. So long as you can keep your pet out of the production zone while you're baking, pets are allowed to be on the scene in your house. So don't let that stop you from applying. And the final 2 things, number 9, my council is the worst council in the whole world and my kitchen will never pass. Right, if you think that, that's normal too, because look, dealing with council, it's really about attitude as opposed to anything else, because council is a process. Some councils can be really easy to deal with and some councils can be slightly harder to deal with. But the reality of the matter is that this business model is approved to be done at home in a domestic kitchen. You don't need a commercial kitchen. You don't need 2 ovens. You just need a 600 or a 900 oven and a real passion to make a difference in your community and have your own home business. We've created a food safety program, which is just such a beautiful document that's really going to help you get over the line with your environmental health officer. We've had all of our products laboratory tested and analysed by independent food technologists to prove that our products are low risk and non-hazardous to the public. Yay! And that aside, myself and the Primal Alternative Manager will support you with your council application as well. So it is possible. It just takes a bit of education, because council are like, you want to make what? You're making bread with hemp seeds and coconut oil? Is that even legal? So it really is a case of education and patience. And often the first response from council is, oh no, you can't do that, but we can. And we're here to help you get over the line. So don't be put off by council. And trust me as well, I get so many pictures of, old stove tops and bench tops, and people are like, is this gonna pass? And the reality is you just need to speak to your local environmental health officer. So get the ball rolling, and first of all, start with your planning approval so that you can have a business from home, and then get the environmental health officer around, and I'm sure it'll go a lot easier than you anticipate. It's a small but inevitable part of having a food business is to have a food business registration, and we all want to do things legit, right? Good. Final one, number 10. It's a biggie. My partner is not on board. This is such a common one. And you know, it's not a bad thing because, like I said before, most of us are on a healing journey from a health crisis. And when you talk about starting a new business, your beloved partner who purely just wants to provide for you and protect you starts to think, oh, well, this is going to take time away from me and the family. And is it going to be stressful? And is she going to end up in the same pickle that she was before? Because that's the last thing they want, right, for you. So when you're pitching this to your partner, be sure to take some primal alternative products, because after all, a really awesome way to the heart is via the stomach, right? The products that really go down well with partners who are a bit dubious are our chocolate chip cookies and our regular pizza bases. So be sure to have some of those on the table when you're talking about this opportunity. Don't expect them to sit through one of my lengthy info sessions, because no nice partner is going to do that, right? But be sure to let your partner know that you're going to have really good boundaries around when you're going to bake, and that it might be a bit crazy to start with, as anything is when you start something new, but you'll soon get yourself into a nice streamlined way of doing things. And this is a business model that's been tried and tested and very streamlined. The recipes are easy. It's just measure, mix, bake. There's no need to like turn your house into a factory. It is designed for a domestic kitchen, and it's a very small batch, micro kind of operation. I really hope that this has answered some of your questions and made you feel a little bit more confident about hitting that apply now button. But if you do have any questions, just put it in the comments below and I will absolutely come back and answer them for you. Thanks so much for watching, and I absolutely can't wait to make grain-free easy with you. Bye for now.